So we're going to answer this question before us. It says, sketch the graph of the following relation, state the maximal domain, the range, and whether the relation is a function or not. So let's see if we can do this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take y is equal to x squared, and we're going to graph it. So if we were to graph this, what's it going to look like? Well, hopefully you know that it's just going to be a parabola. So it's going to look something like, let's see if I can draw this a bit nicer. Something like that. That's pretty good. Like that. Okay, so we have sketched it. It now wants us to state the maximal domain. The maximal domain, so I'm just going to say the domain. Because remember, when the domain isn't specified, it's implied that we just take all the possible x values. So this is the maximal domain or implied domain. So in this case, it's just going to be all real numbers because all of my x values make sense here. Then my range. Now, there's a couple of different ways of writing what your range is here. It's from 0, because remember, this is 0, 0. So remember, the range is all your y values. So it's from 0 to infinity. So you could write it like this, 0 to infinity. Another way you could write it, so I'm going to say or, another way that you could write this is that it's all real positive numbers with the union of 0. So you'll see it written both ways. So all real positive numbers, that's why I got this plus here, with the union of 0, because you have to include 0 as well. So that's how you could write your domain and range. So we've got the domain, we've got the range, and now it wants us to state whether it's a function or not. So what we can do here is we can use our vertical line test. And if I can draw a vertical line anywhere through this graph, and it only ever intersects it once, then we're dealing with a function. And sure enough, no matter where I draw this vertical line, it's only ever going to intersect the graph once. So therefore, what I can say is, I'll come here and I'll write the vertical line test shows, that's a funny looking shows y is equal to x squared is a function. Perfect. Let's now move on to our next one here. So we've got x squared plus y squared equals 4. It's really important that you can just look at things like this and immediately recognize this is a circle. So it's a circle that looks like this. You should also be able to recognize the radius. So because I've got a 4 here, that means the radius of this thing is going to be 2. So it's going to go from -2 to 2 to 2 to -2. We can therefore state what the domain is going to be. My domain is going to be from -2 to 2. Because remember, it's just all my possible x values. And my range is going to be, again, -2 to 2, because it's all my possible y values. -2 to 2. Perfect. So I've done a sketch. I have found the maximal domain, the range. Now I need to state whether or not this is a function or not. I can use my vertical line test. So if I was to draw a line through this right here, as you can see, it touches it twice. So the fact that I can draw a line through the graph and it touches it twice is telling me that this is not a function. So I'm going to write the vertical line test shows x squared plus y squared equals 4 is, whoopsie daisy, is not a function. Is not a function. Perfect. And that is how we approach these questions.